Ooh, pretty heavy. So let's do a little Jeopardy here. So this is simply for 100 because if you don't get it, well, The answer is, this board game contains such characters as Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum, and Mrs. White. Ooh, I know. The answer is, what is clue? Perhaps Jesus is saying, what is get a clue to the scribes and the Pharisees and the hypocrites. He uses hypocrites several times, and you'll hear that a few more days running. Obviously, to say one thing and to do the exact opposite, being hypocritical. Every single one of us, at one time or another, has been quite hypocritical. Whether intentional or accidental, we have been hypocritical. Jesus points out that's a flaw of our human nature. It's a character flaw. But it's not something we can't overcome by choice, by practice, over and over and over again, by making that choice and reflecting upon it, reflecting upon the consequences as we move forward. And so you and I are also called not to be scribes and Pharisees, the ones Jesus addresses, the ones who have the wrong perspective, the ones who perhaps lead others astray, intentionally or accidentally. But we, as Christians, as followers of Christ, the Son of God, are called to follow in faith and faithfulness. Jesus says, be careful. Let the world know you are my disciples, not because you say you are, but because of who you are. It's not a label, a name badge, or something we wear and say, oh, look, yeah, I'm a Christian. Yeah, I go to church. Yeah, I pray. That's nice. And that's, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours out of your life for a whole week. Let's put that on the scale and let's balance back the rest of the week. Which one's going to weigh heavier? Does one influence the other, or is one just for show and no go? It's a great question, and one we have to constantly ask ourselves when we talk about genuine, faithful discipleship. We who profess to be Christian and ask others to follow us as we follow Christ. But if we do that, we ask others and invite others and say we're praying for you, and yet we make choices that are contrary to Christ and his church, how genuine are we then? Get a clue. It's a great board game, but it has great significance in the life of faith. If we lead others to Christ because we live Christ, then that genuine discipleship is there. If we call others to follow us because we follow Christ, in quotes, and yet we don't really do that, do we lead others down the wrong path? I dare say we do. Either accidentally because we don't put a whole lot of thought into our faith life, into our Christianity, or sometimes by intention, the wolf in sheep's clothing. We've all hit that moment of deception in life. Let us be very careful that we ourselves are not the deceivers.